You know, every so often, you just want to find a place where you can just kind of hang out, be yourself. You know, a place where you can drop all the pretense, sit back, relax, kick your shoes off, let your hair down, just be who you are. Well, fortunately, here in BTR, there is a place, and it's called Curious Times. Wait, I'm not done yet. You see, there's great guests and great music and great conversation. Well, at least there's great conversation when somebody calls in. Otherwise, it's just Chris doing a monologue and just playing the same old tired bits over and over that you guys are probably sick to death of hearing. That's not really the point, of course. The point is that Curious Times is a great place to laugh and have fun. Of course, it's not always fun and games. Sometimes we tackle serious subjects, and when we do, we handle them with the respect and dignity that they deserve. Unless, of course, Bob calls in which case dignity, respect, and decorum are all thrown out the window. Well, none of that stuff is really important. What's really important is that Curious Times is on the air, and your host, Curious Listener, is on right now. No, that's it. I'm done.
All right. So there you go. Blast of the past. Sorry for the accidental BTR reference, Broken Talk Radio. And if it's bringing up any post-traumatic stress for anybody, we'll have counselors on standby after the show. Okay, guys, we're here. It is Tuesday, Fat Tuesday. I'm not a religious person, but I guess people eat junk or something like this on such a day. I don't know how that quite works. They give up liver for Lent or something, but then they go and they eat junk, crazy, crappy junk on Fat Tuesday. I don't know. Somebody please correct me because I don't know a damn thing about religion. So it's Tuesday. It's already the very end of February, if you can believe it. And so Nick Fox is here. It's the last Tuesday of the month and the last day of the month. Just to let you know, upcoming tomorrow, Barbara DeLong is here. Hopefully she's up to that. She wasn't able to make it last time. So we'll hope that she's going to be good to go for tomorrow. Then just a show note here for you guys. The 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th are days when either one of two things is going to happen. It's a short show, or it's early overtime, and I leave you guys alone for overtime. And so it's going to be up to you guys to decide which way that's going to go. And if Amy's kicking around on any of those days, what I could do is I could leave with music playing, and then if people want to talk, Amy would have the ability to mute my microphone and therefore get rid of the music, and then you guys could talk. And if nobody came to talk on air, then you guys just wanted to play around in the chat room, then that would be good. So we'll see what happens with that. I want to remind people that I had put out, I have an announcement to make. Oh my God, I have an announcement to make. Unbelievable. So, 1.5 months ago, I did receive a private message via Intuitalks from, can anybody guess? Can anybody guess? It's not mine. Dan, if I'm pregnant, it's Immaculate Conception. I got a private message from, drum roll, Heath. So Heath is fine. And Heath wanted me to know that he is listening to the show in archives, which is how he knew that we were wondering where he was and we were concerned for him. And so then probably all the other shows, whenever I would mention him again, he'd probably like, bitch, look at your email and you'll see where I am. Check your effing messages, woman. So he's on days. He got his promotion. Congratulations, Heath. and so he misses us all, and but he is still listening in archives. So keep that in mind. You guys can do little Heath shout-outs along the way, knowing that he'll be watching it later. You know what I mean? And so that, of course, you know that what you type in the chat room gets recorded. And so if people go to watch the show later on, then the chat does populate, and it's as though, so whatever. So if you're going to say something bad about somebody that's not here, they might listen, and then they'll see, you know what I mean? And so, but so yay, Heath, and it's such a relief. And I'm all like, I'm so bad at checking messages, and I really kind of stay off the, I don't know how that message didn't come through to me on my, I must check my settings, because I kind of thought that messages would come through on my email. And so that if you're listening, don't send anything to the Curious Times show page. Don't send anything through Intuitalks. Don't send anything through my website. If you want to talk to me, hit me on Skype or on the Chris Times Facebook account. Those would be the best two places to hit me at, if you must hit me. Okay, but hit gently. Okay. So that's okay. So there you go. So that's the Heath news. Such a relief it is. And I thought, he doesn't like me anymore. He doesn't like us anymore. What did I say to upset him? What's going on? And so just to find out that it was good news. He got a promotion and he's on day shift. So that's our loss in the chat room, of course. But okay. Peace out on that. I did so what's coming up then is on Thursday, Amy Kavanaugh's here, Friday, Salvadetan, Saturday, Kimber, Sunday, Hillary Black, Monday, Diana Monroe, and then a week from tonight, we're back on to normal, in terms of the, you know what I mean? Like it won't have to be a rushed end or somebody running overtime. And so that's it. So let's go get Mr. Nick Fox, who is a young man from Australia, and he is unlike anybody that you have ever met in your life. And he is very connected, very spiritual, but keeps it real. And the biggest thing about Nick is he insists on having fun. Can you imagine that? The audacity of somebody that insists upon having fun, which is important. He's reminding himself all the time. Don't take all this stuff so seriously. Stop and have fun. We're here to live. You know what I mean? And so that's number one. So let's go get Nick. Hi, Nick. How are you?
Hello. How's it going?
Good. How are you? Glad to have you.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm feeling good. It's a really interesting period for me because my dog is leaving tomorrow, going back to Australia. So I don't know how to feel about that yet. Honestly, I'm excited for him. Because he's going back to mummy and daddy. He's going back to his true mother, true carer.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to miss him. He's so adorable.
Yeah.
And I think he knows. He knows he's leaving.
I'm going to miss watching him lick his balls on air.
That was actually very fun. Yeah, that was fun.
I loved it.
He was good. He knows how to please, he's a very good performer. I learned from him, I think. He showed me how to be,
How long did it take you to teach him that trick, Nick?
Oh my gosh. No, I can't do that. But yeah, I'm excited for him, and yeah, I think I'm gonna be fine. It's not like I'm gonna be really sad about it, but I'm sure I'm going to have moments where I'm lying in my bed and I'm going to roll over to cuddle him, but he's not there. So that's a kind of interesting part for me. But no, other than that, I've just been working all day and making that money, which is fun. Money is very fun. It helps.
Remember, but I think from my memory, yes, it was very fun. So are you still doing the jewelry and all that?
Yeah, I'm making like crazy. Every time I show people like my little studio thing, they're like, oh my god, because there's just so many pieces. I've now like put them all up on the wall in front of my, like where I'm working.
Yeah.
Which is kind of inspiring, but at the same time, it's kind of like, oh my god, I've got all these necklaces that I need to sell, like, oh god. But it's good fun. I really enjoy it. It's like such a good passion of mine, and like, I haven't been able to do a lot of creativity in like my art, hand making stuff other than this, and it's been a very good outlet, because I kind of miss, I don't know, having like a big space to build like big sculptural things. Like I miss making art. I might do that more when I find a bigger space, something like that. But yeah, I've just been kind of working and then making jewelry like all the time. I get home and then I'm like filing away or sawing away at the metal, and I'm actually starting to run out of stones that I can wrap as well, which is really funny because I've got a lot of stones. So I need to go and get some more from. I really want to go back to this one place in San Francisco. I have no idea how I'm going to get there, but it is the best rock store I've ever been to in my entire life, and they always have such amazing stuff. And I haven't really found something equivalent to that here, so I don't know. I might see if I can ask a friend in San Fran to send me a care package. You know, nice little box of crystals.
The thing about that, you know, when shopping for stones by mail and that is like the shipping is usually quite expensive.
It is expensive, yeah. I know
And, but now you could get it sent by bus probably, you know what I mean? And then that's usually cheaper. Yeah, like at least here, the Greyhound buses or whatever. Do you guys have Greyhound?
I think so, yeah.
I just muted. So the Greyhound buses and, it's quite a lot cheaper, to send, parcels through that way. Usually the person has to go to the bus depot to pick it up though, when it gets there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no big deal.
That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. I might try that.
The other thing is that, a lot of the people here send, Christmas stuff by Christmas presents and all that by Greyhound, and, I would receive, when I was working at the college, like, I get lots of times like book shipments and other things like this. But,
that's cool to know. Thank you. That's actually really awesome. I'll look that up.
Back to the jewelry.
The important stuff. Well, yeah, jewelry's kind of cool.
I'm going to remind you that I did say that you could either take pictures or show the stuff live, and we could do a show that's just for you to get it out there and sell.
Oh, to sell my jewelry? No. I don't know if I'm that proud of them. Like, I love them. They're very beautiful. I love what I'm making. But, like, I'm very, what's the word? This is probably why they're not selling that much, well, often, because I'm very, like, I make it, I put it on the wall, like, maybe at one point I'll post it on Instagram. I really should be putting all this on my Etsy store, but I've only got, like, 15 there.
Every time I've noticed, you put something on your Facebook and it's gone.
Well, yeah, that's because I'm not properly selling it. But it's fine. Like, that's how I'm kind of doing it right now. I'm not like eager yet.
Wrap my hand around your throat and squeeze. It's not hard, you know, like what I'm trying to say to you is that if you get your stuff out there, it'll sell. And so don't be,
I agree.
you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think I should, like, the reason is I'm just making, and I should be, like, spending a little bit of time posting. But the fact that I'm saying that I should be doing it is why I'm not doing it. Cause it's like, no, I don't, like, it's not like I don't think that's a good way or a right way or anything like that. It's not that, or a wrong way. I don't think it's wrong at all. I just feel like I'm still, like, developing my jewelry, and I don't really, like, I have a name for, like, a website that I want to make for it and all this kind of stuff, but I just don't feel there yet in what I'm making. I used to always just put stuff out and, like, I don't know,
Nobody's
like,
to charge $1,000 a piece. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not, well, I should be charging more, I think. I think I'm charging way too little, but.
Right. So get your money's worth, get your money and your time's worth out of it. Put it up, sell it. Who cares whether you're selling? Remember, you're too young to know, but in the old days, us people, We would even sell shit by putting up little, like, notes up at the grocery store with little tearaway phone numbers, and you would go like this, and somebody would tear off the phone number,
Yeah.
and
Well, that is
so
another thing I want to do. Well, not specifically that, but go sit on the street somewhere and like sell it like that, or then go to a market or something. That's why I'm not too worried about selling a lot right now, because I'm like kind of getting a lot together. So then when I do, I don't know, I want to do a couple markets at least. That'd be fun.
Then you don't have to mail it.
Exactly as well. Like it's cash in hand pretty much. I'll probably have to get like some credit card thing. But anyway, I think that'd be a good option.
How long are you staying where you're at? For the summer?
Yeah, I think I'll be here for the summer. I was thinking about doing a road trip or like a train trip across America. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might say for Iceland.
Totally the music psychic, because the next song coming was the train. You know what I mean? Isn't
Yeah,
that funny?
it's interesting.
So,
But I thought that would be fun. Otherwise, I go to Hawaii, because Hawaii is like up on the high top of my list. Like it's the reason I came to America was to go to Hawaii, and I just still haven't done it.
So, over there they must have street festivals and folk festivals and all summer street performers and this kind of thing like that. And so you should easily be able to get space to.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, like it should be, and I agree. Like it should be in summertime. Like I should wait a little bit. Like I'm not in a rush. I'm like making enough money from working in this job that I don't really have to rely on my jewelry. I used to have to rely on it, and that's like I'm glad I stopped that because it was just too much. It was making the jewelry not fun at all. But
Oh right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about it, and like I know I probably should be posting all this stuff a little bit more, but I'm just taking it slow right now. Like I'm focusing more on me as usual, but I'm just focusing on how I feel.
Think about all your fans and how you're denying them the first chance. So you know what I mean? To see it and buy it. And so they want to see it.
Yeah, it's true. And you can sell on Facebook now. There's like an option where you can like list products to sell. So I probably should take advantage of that. I will, Chris. You've inspired me.
Nothing wrong. People say I bully my guests, and so I guess that's what I did.
You don't bully.
But
you suggest.
Strongly encourage.
Strongly encouraged. Yeah, you didn't bully me at all. You weren't like abusing me.
No, I wasn't abusing you. You say that almost like you're sad.
Oh my god, that's so funny. No, I could make very inappropriate jokes about that, and I won't. I'm gonna keep it appropriate for this show.
That and all them jokes are running through your head.
But well, speaking of summer, I'm honestly very excited about summer. Like I've had a really amazing time here in Portland during the winter. It's been a really, it's honestly been snowing so much and it's been fantastic, and it's been raining a little bit, which has also been amazing. Like I really love that kind of weather. But I'm getting ready for the summer again because I want to be able to walk outside in shorts. I'm getting a little sick of my jeans. I just, it's so uncomfortable after a while. I'm like, I just hate wearing pants. I'm just fussy.
I heard that about you. I saw that on one of your drunk videos too. I'm just kidding.
I actually was thinking about starting those up again, but I'm not sure if my body's ready for the alcohol yet. I've been very sensitive to alcohol right now. I'm like, so, I don't know why. I'm probably like emotional or something.
Body's telling you something about, and so, but listen, I can imagine that somebody from Australia would be,
used to wearing shorts.
Not used at all to wearing long pants, especially multiple, like
we do it, but not often.
Only when you're going out to hunt crocodiles or something, eh?
Yeah, because leeches, you got to watch out for leeches while you're hunting crocodiles, because they'll get you.
You got to make sure if you're in any kind of a tick area that you be careful too. You know that.
Ticks are really gross. I remember taking one out of my dog and it was just like ugh. Just because they're full of blood, you know, that's the intense part for me.
Okay, now that you brought it up, I'm going to gross everyone out. It's not the first time I've told this story, but, you know, way back in the day, it was almost like one of the very first sort of like adventure, sort of shows. And these people were going through like the boreal rainforest, whatever, through some forest or jungle or something like this somewhere. And, they were on bikes and this and that and all that kind of thing. And, it was like a big production, you know what I mean? And so all of a sudden one time I just like clicked right at the wrong time, hey? And I wish I could remember what this was called. But anyway, this guy was freaking out and he was getting on his radio to emergency people. And he was freaking out because a leech fell from a tree, got on his leg, he was wearing shorts, and promptly crawled, and just when he looked, it was like entering the tip of his penis.
Oh!
And he was freaking out, and I don't blame him. And so he's panicking on this radio, on this like walkie-talkie call, you know what I mean? Oh. And then the answer was, oh, don't worry about it. He'll just eat, and then until he explodes. You know what I mean? He'll gorge himself, and then he'll just explode, and then the blood and all that. And I'm like,
that's intense. Going towards that spot, Mr. Leach. That is not an appropriate.
Totally.
Without even saying hello. Oh God.
Right.
That's intense. That is so intense. I could not, like, I've had leeches before, like, you know, on my ankle and stuff, but that's a whole new thing.
So you want to wear tight, you want to wear tight shorts there.
That's like, I think I'll be okay in the leech zone. They get in anyway. They get in any, like, they're sneaky. They can get through. Maybe not jeans, but I know they can get through pants. But anyway. What else am I doing? I don't know. I'm trying to think of like interesting things that I'm doing. It's really funny. Like I don't have like much to show or tell in the sense of like, oh, I climbed a mountain today. But I don't know, this is maybe always me, but I've just grown a lot internally like these past couple months. Significantly this past month, I think. Like January has been this amazing, wonderful leap. And February has been just this even bigger leap in a sense. Like it's just kind of taken it even further. And I don't know, it's really all just been about like focusing on, I don't know, kind of the inner self, but it's not like, it's just in such a lighthearted, easy way. It's not like, oh, I need to focus here because it needs help. It's like, oh, it just feels really good to focus on, you know, who I am inside or whatever. And then like feel that. Really pretty much is like, that's it. Like just feel it. And like that's something that I've really been encouraging a lot of people right now, especially right now because it's such a crazy outside time. Like the outside world is really, you know, going a little nuts and things are, you know, the president is just a perfect example. But anyway. So I've just been encouraging people to like go inside and do what you can to just like be calm and in peace in you. Not because, I don't know, the other feelings are wrong or anything like that, but it'll inspire you. It'll make you more, I don't know, more happy to do something, more eager to help someone and like that kind of thing. That's why I think it's so powerful and so important. Really,
you know, like, to me, that's like to say that there's such enormity of the world issues, you know, and then the issues of a country, and then the issues of a city, and the issues of a community, the issues in your own home. And so it seems that it's best to start working on, you know, you cannot go out and be ready to tackle all that stuff unless you got all the littler stuff done, you know, kind of thing. And it's no little thing to work on yourself, but what a better, you know, there's not a better spend of time.
Well, you have full control. You have full control over yourself. You have no control of what's going on outside. You know what I mean? You can ask someone to do something. You can tell someone to do something. You can maybe go over and pick something up. You can give food to someone. But really you have no control over their experience or how they're feeling and all that kind of thing. Like you're just making these actions to maybe help inspire. But, the only control we really have is like within and like how we're feeling and how we're thinking and, our direction or our vibration, I guess is a good word for it because that entails all of that. But,
right.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting process. And honestly, like it's very hard for me to talk about, not because it's like, personal or anything like that. It's more in the sense that it's just very hard to put into words because it's very emotional, no, not emotional, emotion based. And it's also based off a lot of just experiences. Like, and I think we are all doing the same stuff in just different ways, but I don't know, I've just been getting very clear, wonderful examples of how me feeling this way totally affects this relationship, or how me thinking about that really does make me frustrated, or does not result in that, but it kind of helps steer me in that direction, or makes me even feel that happened even though it never did happen.
Right.
A lot of stuff has just been making me very aware of my thoughts. And again, it's very hard for me to put into words because I don't really know how to put it into words yet, but I don't know. It's been a really wonderful thing.
And one of my favorite ones was, because it was like a personal, whenever I was taking motorcycle riding lessons, you know what I mean? They hammer into you so much. They hammer into you. Look where you want to turn. Your bike will go where you look. So your bike will follow where you look. You will follow what you focus on. You know what I mean? And so, when you are going to be obsessing or worrying about things, and then don't be surprised if that's where you wind up, with that feeling of stress and everything else like that. And so, where you focus your thoughts. Now it's not always going to be, but it's one of the best ways. That's why I always try to say to people, if you get stuck in that cycle of, and you're aware of it, where you get down into that funk or whatever it is, like have a stop sign in your head come up and shift your thought. And if by doing even just getting up and going for a glass of water, or get up and go grab the vacuum cleaner, or get up and go and take a physical action, as an assist, to helping you refocus your thoughts on something else, And so,
that's spot on. Absolutely spot on. Because how you feel, I don't know, I've realized this, and I don't know if this is the same with everyone, but this is very much for me. My whole goal, I had dreams, or that whole, I want to be a fireman or whatever, that kind of dream. In the end, it all comes down to the feeling behind it, and how you feel it would be like to be a fireman, or how you feel what it would be like to win $1 million or whatever. Whatever you want. The feeling is really the goal. Even though we think it's that physical thing, it's actually the feeling we have when we have it, or when we get it, or when we experience it. And so you can kind of find success now. Someone mentioned this to me the other day. Really we think success is money or a good job or a big house or something like that. But if you really look at advertising and that's a perfect example, look at advertising, success is actually happiness. Success is actually someone smiling. When is the kind of, I'm sure we all have these moments when you look at someone that's smiling and you feel sad because you're not smiling. I really do believe that in the end, we all kind of just want that feeling. Well, it's not a feeling, but it's a multitude of feelings, but just want that kind of good feeling space. And we can find that immediately if we really just kind of, like you said, direct our focus. If we start thinking about, all these problems, and we can think about problems without getting, emotional about it or wrapped up in it. You can sit and, look at something that you don't agree with or you don't think is who you are and still feel comfortable and knowledgeable in yourself. If you really look at it, that knowledge of, I know that's not who I want to be, is very awesome and empowering and should feel good. You don't have to look at someone and go, I disagree, and then feel angry about it or feel frustrated about it or anything like that. I think that actually holds that kind of experience in place because you're being resistant about it. It'll be resistant and stick out and stay there and keep appearing in different people. And, years later, it'll come up again and all this kind of stuff.
Especially with people that aren't close to us, we really have to stop worrying about convincing them of things or trying to change their opinions on things, and don't worry about it. Let them sort it out on their own. And if you can find common things that keep you connected, great. And if not, then move along. It's tougher when it's somebody closer to you, I guess, and that there's some major issues of disagreement. But we really do have to know and keep reminding ourselves that we can't control anything and anybody else. We can only control ourselves and how we react to everything and everyone else, And like I still, on a bad day, I can trigger just like boom and just go freak out, And
we all do. Because I've realized.
Go ahead.
Well, I've just realized that action really does come from your emotion. You know what I mean? So if I'm feeling down, I'm probably going to respond a little down to that person, or I'm probably going to wash the dishes in a kind of frustrated way or an emotional way. And if I'm feeling content, I might respond to that person in a very different way because I'm feeling content. It's so kind of powerful how we're feeling and how we're thinking. Yes, that's a big element, but I think in the end it's how we're feeling. Cause thoughts and ideas and stuff like that, they're just why do we want to understand something? Why do we want to complete something? We want to get that moment of, yes, it felt really good to do that or complete that or whatever. But, actions can come from actions come from, I should say, from your emotional state, from where you're vibrating or whatever. So that's been a big thing for me right now. I've been shedding in the sense of
reacting to it isn't the bad thing. It's how do you react to it, right? Because you can turn some really bad trigger that into good action, right?
But in truth, look at it like this. This is an easier way of a nicer feeling way of looking at that idea. So there isn't exactly a bad reaction, or there isn't a bad action in any way. There isn't really it's not good or it's not bad. It's just more in the sense of what feels good to you. The reason I think I wanted, and it's
somebody really good to me.
well, you gotta look at it like this. My criteria, I guess, of what good and bad is different to what your good and bad is, and what that other person's good and bad is. So that's why it never works, like you said, when you start telling other people what's right and what's wrong, or, if they're, doing something good or whatever, that's why we shouldn't really do that, because we don't know what's true to them and what they need to kind of figure out. We all know we do bad stuff, we make bad choices, we say wrong things, and wrong in the sense of just we kind of know in our heart, that's not exactly who I want to be. We just need to be softer about those words of it's bad, it's wrong. When I say, I don't like this, I'm not feeling I don't like, I'm not feeling that emotion with that word, with saying that line. I just say, I don't like this in an almost just level sort of state. It's not dismissing that emotion, but it's just, I'm not saying it's bad that I don't like it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that thing is bad because I don't like it. I'm just saying, for me, that's not where I want to look. You can still exist and be over there and do your thing. That's excellent. But because thanks to you, I know I don't want to do that. And thanks to you, other people know that they do want to do that or don't or whatever. But, I don't know. All these ideas are coming into a beautiful, one thing, but I haven't figured out what that one thing is yet, in the sense of really it's just emotion, I think. I think that's the one thing that I've been kind of over these years trying to figure out what's the core idea or whatever. And just realizing and I don't want to just say emotion, because I think the mind does come into it, and you just like those elements, your physical self as well. But like your vibration and like I don't know how to put words, I don't know, it's hard, but it's just this like space within me where I know like, oh, okay, like this is my soul or whatever. And I don't even like saying soul because it still implies that it's like I'm in this separate bubble and there's all these other souls around me. It doesn't feel like that at all. It feels incredibly like when I'm in that space, I can look at another person and I know that that's me in another life. And to them, are them in another life. And like just looking at these ideas of like, I don't know, the interconnectedness of like who we all are. And really, I don't know, it's amazing. It's amazing to see in like experience. And I think you have to experience this because it's hard to really describe, but people doing things that are so clearly showing you like yourself. And like, I don't know, it's like I said, it's very hard to describe. You have to experience it. You have to experience those emotions that are attached to it. But, it's just a really empowering thing to know that no one's against you. Everyone, in truth, if everyone's you, look at it like this. If everyone's you, that means they're all, like it's you. They're all looking out for you. Like you look out for you. You want to help you. You want to be good. You want to be, kind. You want to be all these things. And so if they're all you, they want that too. And they're all part of that too. And I don't know, it's a really wonderful idea, I think. And I should say as well, it's important to remember it's not just, I'm not talking about me, Nick Fox. I'm talking about me in the sense of just, I don't know, God. I don't want to say God though, but that's kind of what I'm talking about. Just this idea of just energy or whatever. But again, labels and words are very difficult for me.
We're all a piece of the source, and so I always use this one, which is to say a cup of water is to the ocean what we are to the source. You know what I mean? And so we're all a bit of it, and but the left hand is not complying with the right hand. You know what I mean? And so, all of these different competing interests and things like that. But it's true. Like, I mean, where I am in my state of mind at any given moment, X could happen. You know what I mean? And my range of response to that could be from, oh well, no big deal, to freaking out. And letting it affect me for days. And it could still be the same trigger thing. So where we're at, and same with relationships, right? Usually the closer that we are with somebody, if we're frustrated about something else or whatever, like we will get pissed off at like the stupidest little things and take it out, take out this feeling that we're having about that we might not feel that we can control. And then we're transferring it over, and, putting it all on somebody that really doesn't deserve it.
Well, I think that's a really great example in like, okay, you have, I don't know, I think mother is a perfect one. You have your mother in front of you and all around her is all your opinions about her. And there's all these different ones and they all, ones are full of love, others are full of hate or, frustration or disgust or anger or joy or whatever. There's all these different emotions. You've experienced a lot of things with your mother, I'm sure all of you. So, well, maybe not everyone, but I'm sure you've experienced things with her and grown a perception of her. And really now you've got all these kind of speech bubbles or whatever, just all these different perspectives of her. And it's up to you to decide which one you're going to choose. Are you going to think about how much she, I don't know, maybe that one time she stole like $100 from you because you won it or something like that. Or that other time where, you were really sick and she spent all day cooking like all these different meals so you could like eat and get nourished or whatever. Like, how are you going to focus on about her? And that goes for everything. Like everything around us, we all have an opinion on. I'm sure there's nothing in front of you that you probably don't have an opinion on. It's like, it's a really kind of, it's a human thing. It's how we kind of developed. It's how we grew. It's how we got all these great ideas and we made computers and planes and fire and all that kind of stuff. So it's not something bad, but it's empowering to know that you can choose the perception you want. You can choose which story, and if you focus on that one and it feels this way, that's the only thing you get from it is just feeling that emotion. And maybe saying maybe a rude thing that causes an argument, which makes you even more angry, or you go the other way of feeling love or whatever, and you hug your mom and you grow a deeper connection. Like all these kind of emotions have different paths or whatever, like I said, what you're feeling creates what you do, creates your action. What you're feeling is the thing that kind of dictates whether, I don't know, you could do an example. Okay, I'm holding my bottle. I could be like comfortable and just like gently holding it. I could be like anxious and I could be like kind of tensely holding it. I could be really angry and I could be squeezing it. I could be scared and I could be clutching it. Like there's so many different ways that we respond, and it's just purely based on our emotions. And I don't know, I think you really have to experience it, and I think you all kind of understand this. It's not like some deep, complex idea, but
I keep saying, to anybody out there that is of the mindset that you should rate yourself because you felt this emotion or that emotion, it is my opinion that we were given emotions for a reason. We don't have all these emotions so that we can ignore them and pretend they don't exist. And so maybe the idea is that we're to master how we respond to those emotions, But all I do know is that I don't think that we have those emotions when we're not in a physical body. And so maybe there's love or something like this. I don't even know that. I really don't even know that. Because I only know what it is to be in a physical body. Well, in a way, although I do have to say that, this time that I had this astral experience where I kind of met I was in a room with me in first person, myself as a little girl, and then a woman sort of in the darkness in the same room that I believe was me in the future.
Yeah.
And I felt enormous, undescribable love, and it like made me weep, both when I was in my physical self and in the experience. And so then I have to say that out of body there is then that emotion at least. And so no, I don't know if being out of body is exactly like how you are when you leave your body forever. You know what I mean? I don't know that those two are the same. Could quite possibly be, but so there's at least that emotion. But I just think that we're meant. That's one of our biggest challenges. Really is maneuvering our way through, managing our way through all of the emotions, and that's and then you have the empaths, right? Because you're not only dealing with your own emotions, you're dealing with like the onslaught of every other emotion out there. You know what I mean? And maybe even the emotion of a tree that's dying, or something like that. So emotions are okay, you guys. Like if you get mad at something, you shouldn't. Say, it's not proper to get mad at, you were given this ability to respond and feel in such a way for a reason. And so.
Exactly.
So
Thank
anyway,
you. That was beautiful. I really enjoyed listening to that. Thank you.
We have Idaho is on the phone, and then we have Andy, and I think that's it. So we'll take us on break. Cool. And then we'll go to them, and then if we're done early, then we're done early. But maybe some other people will join in and call in.
Usually people call, but if they don't, I don't mind. I'm tired. I'm down for readings, but thinking about that too.
I hear you. Let's see now. Now what? What? Yeah. Paradise City. Well, that's too long. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh, that's a fun song, but I won't play it. If the wind could blow my troubles away. This is a good one, but I played it. Oh my God, I'm having trouble today. Here, there you go, Dan. Dan the man. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. Too funny. So that was Kim Mitchell. I'm surprised that you guys don't know Kim Mitchell. But there you go. I would have thought that some of his songs were popular enough that they made it all the way over to the United States. Lager and Ale, I don't know. Rockland Wonderland, Patio Lanterns. Anyway, I'm surprised that you guys did not know that song. Okay. Quick shout out and then we'll get going. Amy's there, Cell Phone Idaho, Dan the man, Diane is there, Marie, hi Marie, Mary Margaret, how's Denise, Nick, Barb, hi Barb, Shaman Ferry, Andy is on the phone, Supernatural Radio, Corrine, and Sandy, Wildflower Wind. And so let's go get Nick. Hey Nick.
Hello. I am back.
Alright, so you are ready to rock and roll this thing?
I'm ready.
All right. We're going to go to Idaho, and then we'll go to Andy. So there's no rush, Nick.
Okay.
Hello, Idaho.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Nick. This is Lorraine from Idaho. How are you?
Long time no hear. What have you been doing?
I know. I think the holidays and just busy life working, and I seen your post on Facebook, and I thought, I have a night to myself. I'm going to call in and listen to you, too. And
okay.
Cool.
Good.
It's been
hello.
Hello there. And I wanted to touch on the beginning, when you were talking about how your emotions can reflect on other people. I work in the healthcare field, and I know that probably 80% of people that come in, they're sad or sick or, scared. And so I am so drained when I leave my job just because I have to put on that, no matter if someone's angry or whatever, I have to put on a whole different face the whole day for 8 hours. And so I know what you mean. It can trickle off to other people. So
no, I totally understand that though. Like working in any industry, any job that you're dealing with other people, we've kind of been trained into this, and like I still do it. We've been trained into this idea that we need to smile and give, and smile and give and give and give. Not like, I'm not just talking about action. I'm just talking also about, like, you feel it when you're like smiling at someone and you're kind of in the service mode. It's almost like, you're emitting something, it feels like you're giving them, energy and that kind of thing. And we really, really don't need to. It's something like I'm still doing. I was trained to do that since like a little kid. We're kind of taught that we need to give energy to people because, like, if they're sick, they need energy. It's not the case at all. Like, it is, but they don't really need our energy. The reason they're sick, the reason, they're experiencing, whatever kind of trouble or trauma or whatever is because their energy, their own kind of energy system isn't emitting fully or wholly or in a way that resonates with who they are, or like it's hard to put it on one reason. I don't want to make it sound like, oh, everyone's sick because of this one reason. It's not that case at all. But a lot of the times we think they need something, and like they do, they might maybe physically need medicine or whatever, but we're like eternally energized in so many different ways. And even when you're sick, you can be instantly, rejuvenated if you really connect to that. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. You need to bring it back to you. Bring it back to you as best as you can, in the sense of you can still smile and serve in the same way and still, help and inspire, or, when someone's angry at you, you can still be that kind of calm energy, but just do it from a place of not because they need it, but because it feels good to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about you need to be a smiley face for this person. It's more like, no, I just want to feel good while I'm doing stuff, while I'm at work, while I'm, dealing with someone and make that the priority. I totally get it though. Like, it's a bit of a process because we've been trained,
I think, Yeah, I was going to say it would be a training thing to not reflect off of their, trying to make them feel better.
Well, that's important too. I'm not saying like if they start, yelling at you, you don't yell back because it doesn't feel good to yell. Like, that's kind of what that's the kind of focus is like, really no matter what, like, cause I think like dealing with customers or anything like that in hospitality or in what you're doing or even like traveling the world and like a tour guide or whatever, you're kind of, I'm going to give you a kind of spiritual answer, but you're like fine tuning your own purpose, your own direction, your own certainty of self, your own certainty of energy. Like, this is all part of this process. And the fact that you're noticing, oh, I'm feeling drained after work is just calling you. It's not saying you're doing anything wrong. It's not saying, oh my God, you need to turn your life around. It's not saying that at all. It's just a very subtle, oh, like, you don't have to give as much as you think you need to give. And I think, like, it's kind of like, this isn't true. This is not like a law or something like that, but it's a good sort of symbol. Like, it's almost like the reason you're feeling drained is because the energy was wasted. You know what I mean? It's almost like you meant to, like, you're throwing it to them, but really it just fell onto the floor, like in front of them, because their energy comes from within them. It doesn't come from outside of them. Just like with you. So if someone's yelling at you, their energy isn't really coming at you. Their energy isn't entering your field or your vibration or whatever. You're generating their energy within you. You're bringing that up within you because you're reflecting them. You're looking at them and responding to them in that same way. You're observing the vibration. You're observing the anger, the feelings, the words. You're observing that, but it doesn't mean that you have to feel that. It's kind of it's a really hard thing. Not hard thing, but it's a really complex thing in the sense that there's a lot of words, but I think you're figuring it out already. Like, we all are, but the best thing to do
I think with me being drained, that's how I perceive it. Is like I've given so much that day that I'm done.
Well, start giving to yourself a bit more as well, like in the sense of taking like like I started doing this like a couple of months ago at work, and like now I'm up to like doing it like 3 times a day, but like maybe just once during the 8-hour shift, just really take a moment to like recenter you in the sense of just like calm your mind, calm your body. Because the reason you're feeling drained is because you've built up kind of tension, you've built up a pressure, you've built up effort, you've built up force, you've built up this kind of, I need to do to get results. And in truth, that's not really true. I'm not sure if that line makes sense, but anyway. So just do what you can to like take moments during the day to just realign what you're thinking, realign how you're feeling. It may not work every time. You might be so wrapped up in something, it may not take you out of it. But it's kind of like up to you in the sense of like, it's up to you to really, to be aware of that and manage that. And like, you're already doing that. You're already aware of it and you're already starting to manage it. Just continue to manage it more in a way that feels better. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Though I think it is a training thing. Because I do have to be more aware during the day and reset it. Just say, hey, I need to take a step back.
That's okay. Like, it's part of us just like, it's not like, oh, the training's bad and like this action's wrong and I shouldn't be doing this. It's not so much that. It's just more, it's not who you want it to be. It's not like the way that you really fully dreamed it. It is the way right now, but you feel another you. You feel a version of you that, like, I guess is in the future, but I don't like I don't like saying that, but it's in the future, I guess. And you're feeling that. And so you know it's there and you're like, oh, that's what I want to feel next. That's what I want to feel next. And so this place that you're in now, the physical experience is just kind of damn, I lost it. Is like a reflection of, oh, I just lost it. Damn it. It was so juicy. They gave me the most beautiful idea, and I was like, "Oh my God, I love it." Oh no, I hate that.
let me butt in real quick.
Yeah.
So sometimes when readers do readings, for example, or a medium does, a reading for somebody, they'll make a practice after each reading, or else a tarot reader, they'll make a practice after each reading of clearing the cards or clearing their energy. So if, throughout the day, and if you need to, like, as a reminder in your head, you know what I mean? One way you might do it is if you think about that you spill, let's say you spill some dirt on the floor, you sweep it up, right? Sweep it up.
Right.
So if you think about, as these emotions are building for you during the day, sweep them out. Clean up. So clean up. You know how a doctor, after every time they see a patient, they got to go wash their hands, right? You have to, at every time when you have to go do that yourself, that's a moment where you're standing there at the sink, for example. You're already in the mindset of cleaning, right? So at the same time, washing your hands, do a general sweep of your energy and reset.
Beautiful.
That's a good way of putting it. That is. Well, thank you for that.
I'm more than just a pretty face up here,
Well, I guess my question to Nick was, this is the reason why I called in, not just, I did get some good information, was we are in the middle of selling our home, and we have a couple that's very interested, and I'm scared because we've been here 17 years, or 16 years, and to get up and move. I guess I want to know if this is something that's going to happen, and will we find some place my ideal place to move into?
Well, that's what you've kind of almost answered it yourself. What is the ideal place that you want? Start thinking about that. Like what would I really love to live in? Like I want a really big blue door. That sounds like so much fun, and I want to walk in there, and then there's a beautiful staircase going up the center. Whatever you feel, whatever feels beautiful and exciting, focus on that right now. You're in a space of nothing's happening yet. You know what I mean? You've got to wait for this person to sign this. You have to wait, to find the right house. There's all these things that you need to wait for. And so right now, the best thing that you can do is, like you said at the beginning, I'm feeling scared about the move. Start feeling differently. If this, and I don't want to, moving is scary. For sure. Yeah. It's a big step. And like you said, you've been there a while. It's been home for so long. But, if you want to kind of, I know, the reason you're asking this question is because you're having the fear. You know what I mean? The reason you're asking this question is because I don't want to feel fearful about this. I don't want to feel like this is in the unknown, that kind of thing. So just start feeling differently about it. Start focusing yourself in a way that doesn't hold you in that space, because that you stumble when you're in that space. Maybe you say the wrong thing, or, you get anxious about something and you go and buy something and you don't actually need it or whatever. There's all these kind of things that come from this emotional place. So acknowledge yourself for being fearful. Hey, it's okay. That's probably the most beautiful way to get out of any emotion, happiness or sadness, fear or joy or whatever. Embrace it, because that's why happiness kind of falls away so quickly. We embrace it so quickly. And the second we embrace an emotion, and embrace is kind of just a word, we accept it, we see it for what it is, we just acknowledge hey, I'm just feeling, this is just an emotion, just another emotion that I'm feeling, we don't make it a big deal, then it will fall away, and you'll kind of, you're gonna hug yourself and be oh, if you get scared, sit there and be hey, it's okay though. It's okay to be afraid. We're moving. This is a big step. We're taking, a giant leap out of a house that we've been in for so long, and we don't know where we're going to go. And, there's all that stuff. Talk to yourself like that, but then start directing yourself out of it as best as you can, because, again, the reason you're asking this question is to feel differently about it. I could say, yes, of course you're going to find your perfect house. And, yes, of course you will find your perfect house. That is the power of you. That is the power of your soul. You will no matter what, and I mean it, no matter what, we'll create exactly what you want. But it's not just what you want up here. It's not just what you think is right.
I've been praying that we go somewhere that we want to. I mean, in the town we want to move is where my boys are, and I want to, and it's kind of limited there, but I'm not a city person, but that's where we're going. So it's a whole different experience, but I guess, I mean, the couple that's looking at it now, I mean, do you see them buying it, or do you see,
It kind of feels that way. Like, it kind of feels like that they're, like, I only kind of see one buyer in the sense of, like, you don't need to, like, really worry about the selling element. But, like, see, like, it all depends on you. You know what I mean? Like, really, like, and I'm saying this to, like, empower. I'm saying this so you realize that, oh, so no matter what they decide or what happens with this, like, I really have no control if they're going to buy it. Excuse me, if they're going to buy it, in the sense of, like, how do I put this? Your mind, that's a better way of putting it, your mind doesn't have control over this situation. Like, how you think about it isn't really going to change it.
Well, that's what I feel. I feel like we have no control over it, but
you do in the sense though that, like, your mind doesn't have control. You know, you might feel like physically out of control, but your soul has complete control. And, like, this is a really, like, you know, you talk about praying and this kind of thing, like, this is very much part of it. It's you realizing that, hey, I am so watched after that I don't even need to know what's coming. I don't even need to know, you know, if this person's going to buy it, or if I'm going to find this house or the perfect house or whatever. I don't even need to know that. I don't even need to think about that, because I know that I'm not only protected, but guided, but cradled in, you know, the hands of God, if you want to look at it like that. Like, it's very true and very huge. Like, whatever image you want to associate with God, it doesn't even matter. It can be hands, it could be this beautiful beam of light that's just always taking you forward. And it's true. Like, you've got so much support. You've got so much love. You've got so much stuff there. And, like, yes, you can't see it, but you can feel it. And sometimes you can touch it. There's moments where you can feel something so much that you can touch it. Well, we know this, you know, oh, I feel this so much I can taste it. You know, it's so close I can taste it, kind of thing. Anyway. So, like, like, it doesn't matter really, like, if it's gonna happen, because it is gonna happen. Now, again, like, now the focus is like, okay, like, how do I want to feel through the entire process? Like, cause I said, like, there's waiting involved, there's time, there's this process of time. We've created this for a wonderful reason, so we can sit back and enjoy the ride instead of, you know, today you're in your house and then tomorrow you're, like, moving out the door and you're flying on a plane or whatever, moving to the next place. You know, that's why there is this period of time. That's why we have space. That's why we don't have everything happening in an instant. Because, oh my God, like, could you imagine that? In 2 days, you move, like, to a totally new place? Like, would you want that? No. No way. You don't have time to pack. You don't, yeah, you know? So, kind of enjoy this time. Enjoy knowing, oh wow, I actually have no idea or control over, like, who's going to come and buy it. I have no idea what's happening with that. So I can just almost sit and leave it. Not, you know, if you feel inspired to go and, you know, advertise or whatever, like, go do that. Like, trust that. But I'm just saying, for you to feel good, focus on those kind of things.
Just let it happen.
Yeah. And because when you're in that good feeling, that is when you get inspired to, I don't know, you're sitting there and you're feeling so good and you're like, oh, like, I want to look up houses. Like, I just feel like so excited about where I'm going to go. I want to look up houses. And because every morning you're so excited about, you know, where you're going to move, you check every single day. And because you checked every single day for that 1 week, the next week you find that perfect house. And because you were checking, you know, like I said, every day, you were the first one to see it and you were the first one to contact, and you got that, like, foot in the door kind of thing. Like, that's not how it's, well, it might happen like that, but, like, I'm not saying that's how it's going to happen. I'm just saying that's what comes from being in that emotional place, from being in that inspiration. Exactly what
I do every night is check the realtor.com.
Beautiful. And, like, get excited and go, like, oh my God, like, and look at ones that you might not, like, think that you want to live there. Like, look at, like, kind of, like, they kind of give me an image of you, like, sort of, gently flipping through a magazine You know, you're just so like nonchalant about it. It's not something serious. You don't need to like search through it anxiously to find the thing. You're just leisurely going through like, this one looks fun. Like you might not live there. You might not, I don't know, maybe it's an article about men and their like stinky feet. Like, and I'm talking about the magazine now. But you know, maybe it's an article about that. But like, you're just so like, whatever, like you sit and read it and I don't know, maybe it will give you something. So maybe you do look at that one house and you don't actually buy that house, but you see a feature in there that you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. And it works out perfectly with the new house that you move into or whatever. But yeah, I hope that all makes sense. I believe you'll move and I believe it'll be amazing because I believe in you and I believe that you've got the mind and the soul and the wisdom to know where to go and to choose the right emotions and choose the exciting emotions that feel good to who you are and yeah. But yeah, I hope that made sense. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you always make sense to me.
I don't make sense to myself.
You know, and we have a lot of snow over here right now, and
really?
I know you guys got some too, but I have quartz rock here, you know, a lot of it, and my husband works over in that area, and I keep thinking, I need to collect some of these for Nick and get them over to him.
Oh my God. I'm not saying do it, but I would never say no.
I know, and they're not all, you know, beautiful. They're just, you know, a lot of, you know, crystals with white in them or something. But it's just kind of cool that, you know, we're on a mountain and
that is so cool.
My house is made with it, so. So
that is so cool. I am very jealous.
And I'm a rock hound. I love looking at rocks, so it's right up my alley. But I know I have to. There's so much snow, I can't find nothing right now.
Yeah. So that's very sweet of you saying that. Thank you. And it's very coincidental synchronistic because I've been looking at videos the past week about like just going out into the wilderness and finding stones. And it's like, I want to do it. It's like, oh my God, that looks so much fun.
It's pretty exciting when you find one. You know that, you know, you do that. So.
Damn. Thank you.
I have you on Facebook, so if I ever, and he goes over there once a month. He'll go over there because he has to go to.
Oh, really?
There.
Oh,
and
awesome.
so when the snow melts and I can get some together, I'll get you some.
That is, thank you. That's very sweet.
And get it to you or something. So.
I really appreciate
anyway,
that.
I appreciate it, and I thank you for your time. You're always a joy. So is Chris.
Thank you.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that's the first word that comes to anybody's mind when they think about me.
Well, I guess I should ask, do I have anybody close to me that's working or watching over me?
Always. It's amazing now when I like connect to people's like relatives and souls. Like it's not, I don't know if whether I've just opened my vision or whatever, or they're just like really in love with us right now and they're just putting all their effort and time into us. But every time I connect to someone, there's just like hundreds of people. Like it's like one little dot and there's just all these people like surrounding you. And it sounds super cheesy and weird, but they're all like just constantly just cheering and yelling and like, yeah, go, go, like just totally in love with us. And it's kind of funny, like you think that's so weird, but if you really see someone that's in like real bliss and love and enjoy, they're usually like that. They're usually pretty much just happy to do whatever and inspire others. So yeah, there's a lot and they're all very happy.
Oh, wonderful. Always like to hear that.
Thank you so much. You have a beautiful night. That was that was a great reading. I had so much fun doing that. That was really good.
Thank you.
Helped me a lot, actually.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, they always do. It's amazing.
Right,
thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, good night.
Yeah. Okay, one last one. So, reminder for you guys, if there's anyone that has stuff they want to talk about in overtime, you should start thinking about letting me know, because after this next caller, if we don't have it, then we're gonna shut her down and probably go find some sleep, right, Nick? And
some food.
And some food, yeah, food too. Oh, I was so ticked off last night because
What?
I was gonna make a nice big batch of waffles and then go ahead and eat some and then go ahead and throw the rest in the freezer because they're good to then just throw in the toaster.
Yeah.
And then have something quick, right?
Yeah.
And so then I got into an argument with somebody online and burnt the whole shitting thing out of it.
No.
The first batch was okay. The second batch went a little too long, but I thought I could still. Then the last batch was just like burnt to a crisp because I was like so pissed off, and I totally wasn't thinking about that anymore. You know what I mean? And I was
yeah, that is.
100 a minute. You know what I mean? And so I totally tossed it all then, you know what I mean? So I may have another run at it, and part of the problem was it called for, a bunch of butter, and I did have some butter, but I thought, I could go without it. I have a non-stick George Foreman thing, and that was part of my problem, was it just
I know, non-stick usually doesn't need it, but it just makes it just extra non-stick, and it does slip out just that little bit easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I want some. That sounds amazing. You should make some fried chicken and then have the waffles with fried chicken and maple syrup.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I've had about enough.
Because
I went shopping last week. I bought 2 little chickens.
Yeah.
My freezer's kind of full, so the first chicken I cut up into pieces and threw it in the crock pot in the slow cooker with, I don't know, whatever else. I made that, and then I made a bit of a broth, and then I threw in some rice. You know what I mean? And so then I had that, a whole big batch of that. And then I still had 1 more chicken. And so this time I threw the whole chicken in.
Yeah.
I browned the chicken, and then I threw the whole chicken into the crock pot and just cooked it. And so I had to eat chicken. Winner, chicken.
2 chickens.
Winner, chicken breakfast. Winner, chicken lunch. And so
that's good, high protein. That's nice. That's good for the body.
I'm all chickened up and anyway, okay, let's go get Andy. Hi, Andy.
Yeah, sorry, Andy. Hello, Andy.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Nick.
How are you?
That's good. I feel like I should be clucking.
That is great. Oh, how's your day been?
Good.
Rhymes with clucking.
All good wishes for your dog's journey tomorrow.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. He's gonna be fine. I know that, but I know during the process he's gonna be a little emotional, but after he'll just be very happy to see Mummy again. And he's actually my family's dog, but I just say my dog because we're brothers. He's like my brother, but I would say my dog. But thank you. I appreciate that. He's a tough guy.
Sure.
I've been not overfeeding him, but giving him a little bit extra. So he's getting plump and ready to go. So did you have a question? Or did you want me to dive right in? What do you feel?
Just go ahead and dive right in, if you would.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Okay.
Especially when I start blabbering away, it can get tiring. So this year, oh my God, I already feel like it's been a really, really fun year. I feel like you're really growing a lot. I feel your heart a lot. It's really that was the first thing I saw, and I kind of felt this growing in the sense of your heart's like a little sun, and they show the fingers of the sun, the flamey parts. They're growing and spreading, and your entire kind of soul is spreading throughout, not only you, but your life. It's really interesting. I think things are getting kind of synchronistic for you, and you're seeing repeating numbers, and and you might, talk about something and then the next day you'll see, a picture of it or whatever. You're getting very in tune. I can see you doing readings. I can see you doing energy healing. You don't have to, but I think we're all kind of getting to that stage of so connected or so close to whatever it is, our soul or God or whatever, that we can all do these kind of spiritual things. I feel like a reader or whatever is going to become completely irrelevant in 10 years. People are not going to need to go to readers. Maybe, but excuse me, I just don't think, I think people are going to realize it's, we're kind of, I don't want to attack readers, but we're kind of like a blunt saw. We'll get there to the core of it. We'll cut through, the log or whatever. But you're a really sharp, fancy new blade. And if you just went for it, you would find that answer in a second. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. You're really kind of getting into the flow, and it's really beautiful. There's a lot of amazing support around you. I see, definitely angels. I feel like Ariel and it's these kind of archangels, and they're just not only symbols of who you are and what you're kind of achieving in yourself, but just there to reassure, and they're kind of energies to call upon. They're kind of feelings that you can find. Sorry, I just rambled for a second. I just want to take a breath.
Yeah, take a breath. Yeah, I have a really good, I'm excited. I have a meeting tomorrow with somebody I've got a lot of respect for, and I'm really excited.
Beautiful.
And so my mind is just kind of going a million miles an hour. About everything that I want. I want to talk to them about a lot of stuff. So I'm just trying to jot some things down so I don't, it doesn't come out like word salad, but, just kind of focused on that meeting. Yeah.
No, I understand that. It's a really, how do I describe it? For me, when I do readings, and at the very beginning, how do I put it? I look back at it and I'm very aware of how wrapped up I was in it. In the sense that when you do this, usually when I do this, I'm feeling wonderful. I'm feeling very, very beautiful emotions. I'm feeling very excited. I'm feeling very connected to myself. It's a really wonderful thing, and I think that's why people like doing it. And why people come as well, because seeing someone in that feeling is very inspiring and very amazing. But anyway,
yes.
And so you can get wrapped in it. You can get really and you can talk and talk and talk, and you kind of, go all over the place. Well, you do kind of go all over the place. So the kind of message for the meeting is, if you were to do anything, just totally calm about it, in the sense of, it's really funny how they say it. If you stop thinking, you're not going to have so many questions. If you stop thinking about it, you're not going to keep thinking of new ideas, cause you keep focusing on it, cause you keep wondering about it, and and it's not bad that you're doing this at all. It's not bad. They're just kind of laughing about it, being if you're worried about having too many questions, or, thinking that you need to do all these things or whatever, just stop thinking about it, and all of that will disappear, and you'll either find those perfect questions, you know what I mean? You'll find, you'll forget about it, and then you'll be watching something, and someone asks a question that maybe even inspires you. Oh my God, this is how I should ask that question. Or, let the universe do the work for you is kind of what the message is coming through. That's why at the beginning I was talking about synchronicities, and, you getting into the flow, and then how your heart's expanding, not only within you, but outside of you, is this kind of this call of you don't need to do as much now. You don't need to work as hard. You can just let the universe kind of bring it all to you. And I always want to make this clear, universe in the sense of you are the universe. So it's not some ominous power that's controlling you or anything like that. It's you. It's totally you. And you're kind of, you're giving the greater part of you, the part of you that can do anything. You're giving the problems, I guess, or questions or whatever. You're giving it to that version of you. And that version of you can totally handle it, can totally figure it all out, because that version of you is I don't know why I always get this image, but it's always very far away, and so they can see the entire picture, they see the timeline, they see what happens when you ask this or you say that. They really, it knows. So kind of let the unit, like you can still jot ideas down, and like I'm not saying don't do that. But if it's getting to a point where you're like, oh my God, or you're like stressed about it, or maybe you just want to take a break, just kind of like leave it for 5 minutes and see what comes from your experience, because that's a really juicy time where you're so content and knowing in yourself. You're so just, oh, I know that it's going to come, that it does come, and it comes without you having to do anything. You just like stumble over it or something like that. But anyway, right. I'm getting very
sidetracked. I'm really hoping, I'm hoping that I'm going to have the opportunity to work with this person at some point.
Well, if you share your passion and your love, like that's the most inspiring and interesting thing I think you can get from anyone. You know, if you you care, like, and this is kind of the funny thing, like you don't really have to prove anything in the in the meeting. You already in that space. You already do believe that. Like, I do really care about this. I am really inspired by that person. You already know that. You don't need to prove that. Like, you prove that in the sense, you prove that by being you. You prove that by just like, you go into the meeting in that, hey, it's incredible to meet you. Like, I'm very, excited. Like, don't say that. That was terrible. But you know what I mean? Like,
No, I know, yeah.
Just use that knowledge to then promote that feeling, to then lead you to that wonderful, interaction that you see, that feels so good, that feels so exciting. It feels very promising though. It feels really, really fun and different. I think it's going to be different to what you think as well. The person will surprise you. Humanity is always a really important thing to see in someone that you really respect. Like, I'm always trying to like remind people, like, I am no master at this. I am throwing words at you that don't come from me. Like, I wish I knew all this stuff, all the time, but I don't. But yeah, you're really kind of flowing. And I think this physical meeting is an example of it. It's showing, and I want to say this as well, it's showing your level. You might look up to this person. You might see them as like they know their stuff. They've really learned it. They've really, done all the discovery, whatever. They're on the same level as you. If you can see them, they're on the same level as you. They're experiencing similar things to you. You're experiencing similar things to them. Otherwise, you wouldn't be meeting. Well, I should say like this. Otherwise, you wouldn't be seeing each other on the street, let alone meeting and talking to each other. There is very big significance in who we meet, but at the same time, it's very insignificant. So the reason I say that is just to remind you, like, hey, it's not like you can get it wrong or like you can fail the interaction or whatever. I wouldn't be afraid of that. You're an incredibly intelligent person. You're an incredibly in tune person. You know what you want. You know who you are in a lot of ways. There's doubts, but we all have doubts. The doubts are good. The doubts inspire more. The doubts, push you to do different things. Yeah, you're in a really beautiful place. And I'm excited for this meeting because it feels like it's going to be really fun.
I'm laughing about your comment about synchronistic, events. I'm laughing. I was driving on the way home tonight, and all of a sudden I just said out loud, my idea of heaven would be being with my dogs forever, and a couple of people, in my life. And when I said that, I heard a dog bark. I must have driven right by a yard with a barking dog, and I just burst out laughing. I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, that's exactly how the universe or whatever likes to work. That's exactly like why give you like a piece of paper that says, yes, you're right or whatever? Why don't they make that situation, make that totally like what if you were trying to, I don't know, think of ways that the universe could confirm something for you? I think that's probably like, a way that you wouldn't really think of.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I like to say leave it up to the universe, because the universe will think of something so unique and so original and so spot on and so perfect and so exactly what you and that person needs to hear. But in truth, everything you're saying is that. It's so funny. It's such a cycle. It's such a circle, I should say. Like when I when I feel an idea and when it comes out, it feels like there's an ending, but then they're like, oh, but no, but there's also this part. And you go over that lump, and then there's another one, and then there's another one, and it's just never ending, but that's good because we're eternal, and we have plenty of time to work it all out. Or I guess play it all out. But any other questions?
Right. No, I think that, that's probably the only other thing is I think I'm going to do a little bit of traveling at the end of next month, and I'm headed to Seattle, the Seattle area. So I'm really excited about that as well.
Cool.
Yeah, I really like that area, and I just a little curious about, that trip, but
I think it'll be really fun.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, it feels really fun because it's not only is it something new, but it's something like I don't know where you live now, but it feels different. It definitely feels different to where you live now. And
yeah. I live in the middle of the country, and so not near the ocean or anything. So looking forward to seeing the ocean again. And the water.
I definitely agree with that. That's going to be really special for you. The second you said that, it, like, totally rung. Like, yes, that's what I want. Yeah, they just kind of say go for it. Like, that's kind of the word, they want me to, like, kind of sign it as well. They want you to, like, if you're going to have a photo of you, you need to write, like, go for it in, like, beautiful running writing. Because that's what you're doing. That's what this trip is kind of about as well. So just have fun and, like, be carefree and, like, follow those impulses. This is, like, I think this is more me now talking. It feels like they're agreeing that I can say this. Follow those impulses of you're walking down the street and then you're like, I might walk down there. Go. Trust it. Like, it's amazing where those little kind of tugs will take you. But anyway, it feels really good and just have fun and just like, it's kind of funny. They want to leave you with this. There isn't much to say because there isn't really much to do. You're already there. You've already arrived. It's already happening. It's already alive. It's already within you. I guess all you have to do is see it. That's all you have to do. All right. But, yeah, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you so much, Nick. Thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks, Chris. You guys have good eats. Go and have good eats.
No kidding, hey? Okay, so peace out. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon, I'm sure. Okay, Nick, you guys can get a hold of Nick at nickfoxlove.com or on Facebook at nickfoxlove. And, Nick, thanks a billion. You totally rock. I always look forward to the last Tuesday of every month. And,
we're the best. We're like the dynamic duo.
Yeah, for sure. It's an easy conversation, and I enjoy talking with you. And you have some far beyond your years, young man.
I hope so. I need it. By the way, Chris, do you think I should shave my head?
No.
Do you like it?
I love your hair.
Really? Oh, okay, cool. All right, good. That's all I needed to hear.
You got to keep the hair.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you, everybody else.
No problem. Awesome. So, we'll see you back here. Good luck with your dog, and, you know, I'm sure you'll be okay, but you'll miss him for a while. Oh, yeah. And you can get on Skype with him after he's home, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I've already hassled my sister to send me lots of Snapchats of him. Okay, kids, right. So we're going to be back here tomorrow night with Barbara DeLong. And till then, everybody take good care. So we're gone. 3. Thank you.
2. Bye. Thanks, Nick. 1. See you guys.